Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mura here, and in today's video I wanted to talk about Cody, and big shocker, Mura talking about Cody. Wow, what a surprise. But I'm not just gonna talk about Cody, I'm gonna talk about his current balancing, the way the character is played, and why I'm feeling somewhat conflicted about it, and the general balance philosophy of the game. If you have been following me for a while, you know that Poison and Cody are my bread and butter. These are my main characters. Metro City Mura, I'm gonna use the Metro City Boys. But Poison is a character that have been very powerful ever since she got V-Skill 2, right? Ever since she got the cartwheel, and Poison have been good. Cody, on the other hand, I think he was always good, but never a top tier good, if you know what I mean, right? He always was a step behind because he does have his weaknesses, right? And in Street Fighter V, it seems to me like there are two ways of balancing characters. You either make them totally flawless, where these characters will not have any weaknesses and very well rounded. An example of these are Karen, Cammy, Rashid, Luke currently, and I'm not talking about this very specific patch, I'm talking about throughout the game life cycle. If you think about the names I just mentioned, they always had amazing footsies, amazing rushdown, very good anti-air, very good defense, good mobility. You see what I mean. Or you could have the other type of top tiers, and these are characters who do have a very obvious weakness, but they are so bullshit at what they're good at that they are able to compete. And I'm talking about characters like Minette, I'm talking about characters like Poison, Dulcim, Balrog, Abigail, G, right? These characters had flaws, but they are so oppressive, and what they are good at is just, like I said, bullshit. I'm sorry. And it seems to me that Cody have finally joined the bullshit characters army, I should say, because, and this is why I actually picked Urian. Because currently it seems to me that Cody is the ultimate gorilla character in Street Fighter V. Urian is one of these characters that you could make an argument for that he was very well rounded, but because of his offense and especially Aegis and how powerful his pressure was and how rewarding it is and how easy it was for him to force mix-ups, a lot of Urian players played in a very aggressive Unga Bunga, like I said, gorilla way. And ever since his nerf to EX Headbutt, it seems to me that Cody is now the new EX Gorilla, especially thanks to Zonk Knuckle. This is a level 2 EX Zonk Knuckle, right? And I'm gonna talk about why I specifically think this is a problem. You see, EX Zonk Knuckle is what you would call a tackle attack, right? And tackle attacks are nothing new. A lot of characters have them, and most of them are actually very good in this game. Urian have EX tackle, which is amazing. If he have V-trigger, obviously even without it, he still gets a very good situation. But with V-trigger, especially, it's very good. Balrog have an immensely powerful EX dash punch. You get what I mean. But what's so special about EX Zonk Knuckle is the rewards that you get, especially on the level 2 EX Zonk, right? This is now almost 300 damage, right? And this is not new. Like, you might be saying, Mura, what's new about this? Cody had the EX Zonk Knuckle for a while. What are you getting at? But before I do that, let me show you, like, even in the corner, because you do get the double Ruffian combo. That is now 350 damage, 450 stun, and I build a third of my critical gauge back, and I got the Oki, right? So the reward for landing a level 2 EX Zonk is very high. If you are someone who used to play Cody or are playing Cody, you know that EX Zonk, the main issue with it is that it can be stuffed very easily, right? It's a button that very easily the opponent can jab you out of it, fireballs are an issue, etc, right? And I will say generally before, I will say before the pandemic, when the game was mostly played on PS4, Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 5, I'm sorry, was a very buttonsy game. A lot of it was just fishing for crush counters, dashing around and jumping. But ever since people moved over, or at least I'll say the high level players and tournament level players moved over to PC, the game now is a lot more, reactive, patience heavy. A lot of the times the neutral game of Street Fighter 5 is you trying to wait for the opponent to whiff something and then get a whiff punish, or dash up or jump as a surprise options, right? They have moved over from being the main approach to a surprise approach. And because of this, it's actually a lot easier for Cody to charge level 2 EX Zonk, because the pace of the neutral is very slow, right? And this now I feel like is the optimal way of playing the character. Now I do think it is very strong, and I am somewhat conflicted about it, because while I love that Cody is very powerful and there are a lot of players who are picking up Cody right now, personally, from my very own personal opinion, right? This is selfish. I don't like that Cody is powerful in this way. Now, one thing that they made Cody really good at is whiff punishing, and you could always get something like, say, medium punch into like a Crufian, and that's good, but they gave him immense whiff punish rewards with V-Trigger 1, because now you get to do stuff like that, which obviously is very powerful. They made his anti-airs do a lot of damage, especially again if you have like V-Trigger. Right now you get to do stuff like that, which is good. I love that Cody gets rewarded from fundamentals that way. For me, that's completely fine, and I don't think a lot of people would be that annoyed if they had to fight against that. The main issue is because of how the general pace of the neutral is, this have become in many ways the optimal way of playing Cody. You're either trying to like wait for a V skill 2, or wait here for the opponent to wave punish something and you punish with something into EX Zonk, or just throw it out there and wish for the best. And yeah, like I said, I'm conflicted, because I like that Cody is good. I do think actually he's top tier at the moment, or at least in the top 10. He's 100% in the top 10 in this patch. But I don't love how he got there, if you know what I mean. As someone who likes to play a slower, more methodical base, I kinda don't love it. Especially, like I said, since this is 100% the optimal way of playing the character, which is unfortunate. Like, it is what it is, but I just wanted to talk about it and discuss it with you guys. What do you think about the whole way that Cody got to the top, right? Do you think it is alright? Do you think EX Zonk in its current state is fine? I do think he needs it somewhat. Like, I know it's such a hypocritical thing of me to say he needs it, but like I said, because there are some really well-rounded, amazing characters, others like Cody, they need to be total bullshit. It's just that this is a bad type of bullshit, if you know what I mean, right? Like with punishing into insane damage, I think that's fine type of bullshit, but YOLO tackle move into 350 and corner carry, yeah, I'm not sure a lot of people love that. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.